you ended the microphone festival? Because it looks like it's still.
Yes, for some reason it does that. It did it yesterday.
It's still going live right now.
Okay. We are. Okay, we are live.
It is Tuesday, August 11th, 2020, and we are opening the meeting for the Board of Equalization for Orange County, Virginia. We're going to open the floor for nominations for chairman.
I nominate Mike Willis. I second it.
All in favor?
Aye. Do I have to say that?
No, the floor will be open for nominations for vice chair.
I nominate Walter Smith. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And for secretary.
I nominate Elizabeth Taylor. Second. I accept. Aye.
Okay, I think we can close the organizational meeting. And then if Mr. Willis, if you want to open the meeting to actually start to have the hearings, you're welcome to do so.
All righty, we'll call this meeting to order, and the first case is that Geiger?
I believe so, sir. Yes.
Cecil and Bettina Geiger, and I believe that's one we have to call.
Yes, sir. I have to call you first, right?
Mhm.
What's that number?
I don't have that number. Where's that? You guys had that on your phone yesterday.
You never call yourself, right?
I never call myself.
Is it the one that we always use? For the Zoom?
If you pull up any Zoom, it should be what you have in the corner.
Yes.
Yeah. So which means it's 301, maybe 9131. 715, 85, 92. And then Michelle, you should have the meeting ID.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
So if you pull up your Zoom,
You have not entered any number. Please re-enter your meeting ID
just hang it up and give us
followed
a
by
second.
pound.
It's really irritating. It does it like 3 times and it's done.
All right, here, you drive.
It should be under Chrome.
Chrome. Okay. I know. All right, it's not there.
Wait, what was that?
That's Camma.
That's not Zoom.
No.
Okay.
There's Zoom.
Right, so if you move the mouse, and then you click on more.
No, that's live.
Yeah. Okay, so just open up your Edge again, and go to zoom.us again. You should already be signed in. So just hit like my camera. Try that.
It usually pops up in just a second. Yeah.
Okay, so if you click on
That. Oh, it was.
yeah, right there.
Okay. So meeting ID.
Right, so hit redial. Sorry. Yeah.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
864. Oh, 745145.
your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
Yeah.
You are in the meeting now. There is one other participant in the meeting. You are muted. You can mute or unmute yourself by pressing *6.
Hello.
Good afternoon, this is the Orange County Board of Equalization. How are you?
Well, ma'am, we're both here. My wife and I are both here.
Okay, can you
I
give me,
guess, you've already, I think I've reiterated the question long enough, so
sure
I guess
thing.
just go ahead and say what the county says.
Okay, give me 1 second. We need to transfer you into the call.
So you get the vote on?
Mhm.
So then you just mute. It's a girl.
Are you there, sir? Hello, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello, sir, this is Mike Willis.
What was your last name, sir?
Willis, W-I-L-L-I-S.
Mr. Willis, good afternoon. My name is Cecil Geiger, and my wife, Bettina Geiger, is here in attendance. I believe you already basically know the question. Earlier, well, actually, we received the evaluation, I guess, or the taxation base on the house here at 26312 Colonel Drake Lane in Unionville, and the county said it was evaluated at $422,000. And I said, okay, well, I will just go ahead and I will do a refinance. And the refinance came back through a VA authorized appraiser at $329K. So I know things bounce around, but, you know, just for my own and my wife's benefit, I'd like to know why.
That's a good question. So your evaluation went from 306,400 in the last update to 422,500 on this update, correct?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I believe it did. That 306 never really, I had forgotten about that one because it wasn't pertinent at the time to the refi. But, yeah, that's even a better question.
Did y'all do any remodeling or any updates on the house or anything? Has anything changed from the prior one?
No, sir. We had added on the back porch. And I believe everything had already been done prior to, well, it'd been done for quite a while. We've been here about 15 years, I believe.
Okay. So nothing has really changed on the real estate from I guess it would be the 2016 assessment?
Oh, no, sir, definitely not.
All right. You guys got any questions?
I have a real question, why? I would like to know, his reasoning. They said the small addition was on before the back porch or whatever, that had already been appraised.
That was in the last
Yes,
assessment?
in the last one.
Yes, sir, because that was not too long after we purchased the house. And then also, we have, I forget the exact dimensions of it, but there's a storage building on the property. And also, there is a two-car carport with a little more storage behind that. But they've all been there for quite a while.
And your last assessment was in line with your neighbors? You were not underappraised, you don't think?
I don't know. Like I say, that was also the county's responsibility as well, so.
And understand,
If we compare the last assessment with his appraisal of the property, which was, again, this year, that it looks like his appraisal is pretty much in line. It's about 10% over the last assessment, and real estate values have went up a little bit, but I don't think it went up from 306 to 422. But we need to post that question to the assessor and let him explain why he did that.
A bank assessor he's there to protect the bank's interest.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not necessarily fair market value per se, but the bank's interest. And they're gonna be a little conservative. We know, I think, over the past 4 years that things have gone up. I think 1 year it was 3%, another year it was 5%, 4%, and then I think last year was 7 or 8. So 10 to 12%, but not to that extent. If this was 350, 340, you'd say, well,
Sure.
that is significant.
I agree.
Do y'all have any suggestions?
I have all questions, no suggestions. I would like to ask the assessor.
Okay, then I would suggest that we postpone a decision on this until we can question the assessor as to why he did what he did. And once we get that answer, then we can make a decision.
All right, so you're referring to the assessor that came up with the 422?
That's correct.
All right, sir. I certainly would appreciate that, and I assume I will get something in writing in the not too distant future.
Yes, we have a meeting when we finish all of our hearings, and you're number 1 out of 82.
Oh.
When we finish all of our meetings, the ones that we have questions about, we have a meeting with the assessor next Wednesday, and we will have a final judgment probably next Wednesday afternoon, and you will be notified soon after that.
All right, sir. Well, I thank you so much for looking into it, and I certainly appreciate your service in this and many other things. I know it's a headache, but I really do thank you, and I appreciate your service to the county.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's all a guessing game. But I'm just saying, like, if we said, hey, we don't think it's 422, but we think it's above what the guy said, like, yeah. Like, I think 350 in that range would be reasonable. We need to be able to explain how we came to that number, and if you can say, the easiest way to do that is if you can say, well, real estate went up 3%, 2%, 8%. Here's how we came up with the number that we came up with. That's logical. I don't think we can just say, pull a number out of the air and say 350. Yes, and that's how I'm sort of in my mind, how I'm saying. Well, if he don't like the 350 number and he appeals it to the circuit court, we're gonna have to be able to back up our number.
That was one of the important things we stressed leading up to this. You have to be able to back up what you said.
That's correct. Yeah, I mean, like I see data that says, general averages.
Yeah.
3%, 5%, 7%, 6%. But it may not be specific to that property. It's just averages around the county. Mm-hmm. I could guess that.
Well, but that's a logical way to come up with the money.
And that's those adjoining properties took this roughly the same jump, and I had questions.
Well, and I had it up here, one right next to them, we have some time before that. So here's the parcel that's right next
Oh,
to them.
I'm sorry. So, Mr. Dean,
Yeah. No, that's like the double wide, so that's a little different.
Yeah.
We have palm
Make
tree.
it-
You go
You know,
back to,
land would be the same, but maybe, but.
and then maybe go to, the one above him, I think, yeah, I think that's the guiders, maybe if we can scroll to person two, or whatever, yeah, whatever's on this side of them. Looks a little more.
He's got a little bit more acreage, and he's down at 3069, which is essentially what it probably was last time. See, he's got more land, and the house kind of looked bigger from the picture. I don't understand.
We'll make a note of some of the things that we want to keep going for you.
Can we look at the house right across the street? I noticed back on the picture, there was the subject
This one right
property
here?
was number 4, was it, or number 3?
number 3.
Number 3 is the subject property. How about house number 1? That's a big lot and a big house. And that's at 418, and that's a tremendously bigger piece of property and house, and it's still below his assessment of 422. Yeah. Yeah, this is,
It's just a question we can't answer.
Do we always have to talk back before we decide? Do we have to talk back to the assessment?
No,
We
if it's
can,
clear to you.
no, you can,
say,
if you make a motion right now, we can vote on it right now. And that's up to y'all. If y'all like to make a motion now, we can vote on it now, or we can hold over and talk to the assessor about it. But looking at the adjoining properties, I mean, it's pretty clear that it's not correct. What is correct, I'm not sure.
I would just like to hear the explanation, I'd like to hear his reasons.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, we can ask him that question and
Take your
why
packet
his,
back, and I'll
Yep.
see your next
You
one.
would think he would have a reason for it, you would think.
Take your packet.
Yeah.
I'll take your, notes, your packet, and I'll get you the next person
Oh,
forward.
sure.
Let's see if there's anyone out there waiting for them.
It's hard with the math on to,
I'm trying to take it off.
the next one is, German.
There's someone down here.
are they here?
I don't know, who is that?
They're at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, yes, sir.
12:57.
There's no one here yet for them, but we were about 3 minutes early, so I think we should probably wait until 1.
They can review this.
Here comes
Okay, thank you.
person.
Oh, that's Tracy.
You know.
So maybe we should, give them to their start time, make sure they have time.
Cultivate property, that's what.
Nope.
What did we have the sheet on them, what it was before and where it went up?
Yeah, it
to?
doesn't have
It's
it in
not
there.
I can see it. It's like it was in the other one.
It's not in the back.
I'm missing.
No, this is-
The property cards.
I don't see it.
Yeah, all we told were the property cards.
Oh, okay, well, the last one that you give us was the. a good
Had the
sheet.
assessment. It was the sheet that
You got
comes.
the last one,
And that's really helpful.
and I'll show you the sheet I was talking about on the last one, it's like the second or third page. It was a copy of the actual tax bill.
Oh, yeah, see, we only provide what they give us. So if they didn't give us that information to
Oh.
share with you, then we don't have it.
So we can pull it up. Can you?
I don't have access to their tax bill, but we can pull them up in GIS.
What-
But it should match what's on that property card.
The property card shows the assessed value now somewhere,
Yes, it's in the, on the,
right here.
yes, sir.
A previous value, so this is okay, this is what we need.
Yes, sir.
So, on this one, the land value stayed the same, the main structure went up from 43 to 58. Other structures are 14 and 0.
What page you on?
It would be
It should be the first property card after.
the first property card after the CMA.
And then all the other, property cards are the examples that
Okay,
they
okay, okay.
provided.
Okay, gotcha.
And their comments said that they built it, hence the property value increased just for building a garage and having movable sheds. Property around this is 7. So they built a garage.
And this is a hearing for German. Announcing that it's a hearing for German, just in case someone's watching.
Oh,
From 91.7 to 107.6.
that is, what is that, 15%? That one, I don't,
I mean, I don't see that.
I don't see that at all.
I mean, that's, 3% a year, it's gone up more than 3% a year.
nobody's here, and it is now
After 1 o'clock, sir.
1:02. I'd entertain a motion.
I think this is right.
I'm in full, man.
So, all in favor say aye, that would obtain to leave it like it is.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
I have a calculator here, that's all right.
No problem. I'm gonna pull the next file just so you can review it.
Okay, Gilbert,
The next file is Gilbert.
Can you pull this house up for me?
Yes, sir. Okay.
It's 118 North Town Boulevard.
Yeah, I have it up. Go ahead and map that. Okay.
That's in Lake of the Woods.
Yes.
A 3,000 square foot home in Lake of the Woods is,
I would think that price is not,
it's, I mean,
the last.
you probably get more for that right today. If you put it on the market today, you get more. I know we're looking back to last year. I don't know. I don't think that's bad.
Well, I don't think the price is out of line, but I'd like to look at the adjoining, the property on each side to make sure that we're
Okay.
pretty equal. Okay, current total, 131,000. That must not be much of a house.
I know, that doesn't seem right. Just look at the picture. It's nice.
Hold on, let me pull up.
120 Yorktown Boulevard?
120. Let's pull this up and see, because this has a picture.
Does it say, it doesn't say what year it was built.
No, it should.
There's a picture, sir.
Here's the adjoining property.
The adjoining property.
That's the next door house.
That's not a con.
That's Lake of the Woods?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that house was probably built before now you have to have 1,600 square feet, so that looks like.
Okay, so that's really not comparable.
No.
Try the other side.
That's just land.
So there's not, that's an empty lot. And the land value was 20,000, so 30,000, that's probably right. Maybe across the street, they're not waterfront or anything, are they?
Not on Yorktown.
That's-
Would you like to see the
That's
property?
139,000. It's hard to sell a $300,000 house when you're surrounded by a $130,000 house, so.
I think that's new. I think it's newly. Yeah, I think it's new construction.
Which one, this one?
I think it's relatively new.
Depreciation, then, 2016?
Yeah, it was sold, the land was sold in 2016.
That looks like that's when the house was built.
And I think,
Three bedrooms, 6 rooms total.
I believe they did attach some property, I attached some property cards for who they thought was a comparable.
Big
If you want to
driveway.
pull this orange guy.
this is, do you have the tax, record in there, the tax records? The access to the tax. It should say when it was built. I think it was built in that initial 160,000 was
Year.
probably.
Yes, year built
Well, it says
2016.
year
What
built,
did it say? Year built
16.
2016, so they bought it, so that 161,000 was not correct.
Well,
I think I know that, I mean, I lived in Yorktown, I'm down Yorktown quite a bit. You know, I almost sure I knew I was out.
where would the county get an assessment to tax somebody in between assessor's years? For example, this house was built after the last assessment. So how does the county come up with a bill to bill for taxes between the assessment and the next assessment?
It is sent to the contractor, Wampler Eames, and they look at new properties and things like that, like that are.
I know this house, this
So
house.
if you have a question, we could reserve that.
And I say it's up to the
Next Wednesday.
builder or owner to report it to the county. I mean, that's my understanding, it's not the county's job to come up and pick up on abuse, and then not that they can't do it, but you're supposed to report any building on improvements.
This, 294 for this house is a fair assessment. And that 161,
You got away with something.
yeah, that's right. So it looks weird, but it looks bad, but it really isn't. That's a stunning house. I know the house.
I agree, and I disagree with this statement. There have been no improvements since last year's assessment. There have been no assessments on this house before.
No true assessment.
Yes.
Like, I just built my house, and it's assessed at a lower number than it actually is, because they're just doing an internal
Yeah.
until they really do it. Because it was built after they looked at stuff. The occupancy came in
After 2016 assessment. Okay, we have a motion.
I'm moving, we let it stand as is.
Well, can we do that yet? We're still waiting on people maybe to show up.
Oh,
Their time slot has passed, so we can, there's 120. They don't have to be present for you to make a decision.
Okay.
They're from 120. Oh, is this from 120? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're from 120 and it's just
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
Maybe that's something to say.
Okay, let's hold off until maybe they show up and we at least need to listen to them.
Would y'all like to take a recess until 120?
Why not? We have nothing else to do. We could really speed this thing up if we.
Okay.
I'll recess.
They didn't pay 161,000 for this house.
We'll recess until 120 or such time as the next person shows up.
adjourn us for a quote. What do you mean say we came back from recess? Do you know? And then you can do your.
All right.
Okay, we're
Motion again.
back from recess, and we're talking about the Gilbert. And it's after their appointment time and they are not here, so we've already discussed this beforehand and I would entertain a motion.
I leave it as is.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved, we'll leave it as it stands.
Gather the paperwork, the next appointment is Graves.
Graves at 140.
I'll get y'all that information, see if you review it.
Did we miss Gilbert?
That was,
We just did
So they're
Gilbert.
both the same, because there's, you got the Geiger, then there's a German Gilbert Graves.
Yes.
And the last two have been as is. We voted to
Yep,
consider
we've
them
done
as is.
Geiger,
yeah, we didn't have.
which we have questions on, and German and Gilbert were both as is.
Here's Graves.
And next is Graves.
Let me see.
Well, she has some comparables in here for us.
And Michelle has pulled up the property record if you'd like to see it.
Can we pull this one up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then I also have the property card as well.
Paramount Street.
That's got to be down on Valley Road.
It's actually right outside of town.
Ford Rapidan?
No, on Route 20, like you're headed towards the pool.
Oh,
You know
Coming
where
this way.
you're coming from Orange. It's going to be on the left-hand side.
yes,
It's Fairmont
it's
Street.
Luther Law subdivision there.
I'm sorry.
The Luther Law subdivision.
I've never heard of it called that.
I thought I recognized this house, and I do, yeah.
Here, I can map it for you guys.
But there's another subdivision before they did the Dr. Estes project, so it could be, you know.
Here's Rapidan Road. So this is the back end of the property, and then
Oh, it's not Luther Law, just in.
No, it's gonna be the Dr. Estes property.
so here's Route 20.
Yeah, good, we see some of the houses around.
Yes, sir.
it. 251.
So I can do an adjoiner list to that.
Did a deal on the property on the back side of that. You know, Rapidan Road.
Who does?
Billy Gill, yeah, that's right now.
Oh, okay.
Down Ron bought part of the waterworks.
The first one was just a lot. 282, 251.
I think that's all fine.
It's not out of line compared to adjacent properties.
So back to your earlier point when you started talking, if the neighbors are at the same rate, it sort of offsets the argument.
Well, yes, it's an equalization thing, you know, as long as everybody is on equal playing field. You know, we're not gonna argue whether it's worth 100,000 or 200,000. What we wanna see is if everybody's is 200,000, yours shouldn't be 100,000, or yours shouldn't be 300,000. You know, it's, everybody needs to be equal. You know, and there's reasons why there's a little variance up and down, square footage, quality of the house, you know, that run down. But they need to be fairly equal. This looks to me like it's fairly equal to the adjoining people.
Do you want me to pull up each one individually?
Man,
Would you like me to pull up each one individually with the property court?
yes, let's look at that.
Also purpose.
And that one was assessed a little bit higher.
Yeah, that doesn't even have a carport.
No.
That doesn't have a garage or front.
Okay, how about the other?
That looks sort of comparable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at what?
That's a 251 compared to 262.
See,
It's in the game.
I don't see, I can't see any change of it. And I mean, that's a whole lot of increase, no doubt, but maybe, again, maybe it was a little undervalued, the previous assessment, see, maybe that has something to do with it.
I'm good with that, then.
Yeah, I said let it go. I'm moving, let
We
it
need to
stand.
wait for the meeting on the 140.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry.
We can recess until.
Okay.
You want to recess?
Can we look at their comparables, this comparable
Sure.
similar properties, they got 11390 Fairmont Street and 11366 Fairmont Street.
Sorry.
Is what they have on their appeal form.
Here's 11390.
Okay, and they're at 250. So that's in the game.
Show you their house.
Let's see what it looks like, too.
So,
Comparable.
yeah.
It's,
That's previous.
Actually, that looks nice.
Okay, so
Yours looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably would upset this person.
And
Just
11366.
the increase, just the, you know, but it should have been because of the last three assessment or whatever.
Theirs is quite a bit cheaper, 217.
When you do it every 4 years, it causes this problem. If you did, in Fairfax County, they do it every year. You'd be better off
I was in public for years.
every year.
Some counties have their own assessors, on staff.
Oh, we getting that, we getting that, it'll be more regular than it is now.
And that's a smaller house.
Mm-hmm.
We're losing money.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's at 217.
Yeah, that's a much smaller house.
Okay. Their list of comparables is not helping at all. All right, we can, this one's supposed to be at 140 and it's 133, so we,
You want to recess or would you, the next, meeting at 2 o'clock is on the phone. Would you like me to pull that file so you can refresh, you know, be a little bit more familiar with it before we have the vote on the phone?
we can do that.
We don't have to, I just thought. Yeah.
Well, unless the people show up
For
for
140.
grave, we've pretty much come to an agreement on that one, so we can look at the next one, or we can recess until 2
Well, the
o'clock.
one on the phone is at 2, so we can have
Actually, that's why.
25 minutes. Whatever your preference is.
Y'all boys want to recess for, we'll take a recess until
25 minutes?
either Greg
Yeah,
shows up
yeah.
at 2 o'clock, whichever.
Decision at 140 for grades, they're not here.
Then we'll have to go on recess again, so we'll wait
That's
till
true.
2.
I know all areas of the county are different, but where I live, in my part of the county, land values stay the same, exactly the same.
So are we live still?
Mhm.
Well, everyone we've looked at on here, the land value.
Because we haven't recessed, I'm still live.
Did not change,
I thought you
but
did
the,
this recess.
We did technically
the houses
recess.
I have
whenever that we're good to go.
All right, we are good to go.
All righty. We're open again and we're dealing with Graves, Marjorie Graves. Are we prepared for a motion?
I'll move with let it stand as presented.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Graves is done, and our next one after Graves is Clark, and Clark is a call in
I'll get you their file.
at 2:00, which is just a couple minutes away. Slasher, new run. This also, the land value remain the same, just the building and other structures going up.
Michelle pulled up the property record.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound. You entered 8641174451445. This meeting ID does not exist. Please re-enter your meeting ID.
I have it.
participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound. You are in the meeting now. There is one other participant in the meeting.
Hello?
Hello, is this Mr. Clark?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Mr. Clark. This is Stephanie Straub with the Orange County Board of Equalization. How are you?
I'm doing all right myself.
Good, sir. If you give me 1 moment, I'm going to conference you into the board meeting. Give me 1 moment, please.
All right.
Can you hear me, Mr. Clark?
That's me. I think
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was me.
No problem.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
All right. How about y'all? Been hot enough for you?
Oh, yes, it is, but it's cool in here.
There you go.
You could go ahead and state your case.
Well, basically, I tried to get the appraisal people to do it, but they didn't see with the email that I sent them, and I waited too long and they was gone. So then I had to go through this route, and then when I turned the papers in, I gave 3 copies, something I found, to Jack Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
The building was back in '47, Mama told us, and we ain't done nothing. Cinder block, walls, and I wish I had it rented out now, but I don't. But it went up almost $35,000, and I just don't see that. And plus the land didn't change, but I don't even think the land's worth that much. Because I don't know if you go down Spicer's Mill where the creek's at. If you turn and follow the creek, I'm back there at the creek where the sewer runs through us too, and it's a little pond, and you can't do nothing back in that area. I mean, you don't even want to walk that hill. And so
Close to Jones Mill Road?
I don't know what it's called. I know it's right there. You go down Spicer's Mill, and you cross right at the creek.
Okay.
And then if you turn there at the creek and run off onto the road, I mean the grass there, if you keep following that to where it's a pond back there, that's the back of my land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and plus the town sewer runs through me.
I know where he is.
Yeah, and that hill back in there, oh my Lord, man, you don't want to walk that but once.
All righty. And you have comparables that you sent in?
Yeah, I said, gave the lady, I don't know when I gave it to her, somebody, February, March or something. It was 3 papers that, that Jack Samuels was trying to sell. The only thing I could find, I could think of something to go by.
Okay.
I can see something maybe a little bit, but not almost, like say 35,000 it went up.
Yes, that's, percentage-wise, that's...
30-some% or something like that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
All righty.
That's basically, what,
You guys got any questions?
No, he said it made no improvement, so no, I don't.
Well, I mean, like I said, my time's been cut back, so I ain't had the money, to work on it. I want to get it, done, but, you got to pay bills too.
Oh, yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right, we'll look at this thing, and you should be getting something in the mail from us in the near future.
All right. We
Okay.
appreciate y'all's time.
Thank you, sir.
All right, y'all have a good day. Stay cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is the first.
I don't think there really is anything around that
Yeah,
house
they compare it to anything.
that's comparable to it.
This is the other one.
Are those his comparables?
Mhm.
But you might get compare apples and oranges when you compare those other homes too.
Beautiful Run Road, that's a long ways from there, that's up in Mass.
Well, this one's on May Lane.
Man,
This house is on May Lane, the comparable.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, that's in the town, right?
Right across from the airport, actually.
Oh,
That
okay.
way.
Over there.
Yes, sir. 3412.
That's a 70.
The third one I'm not getting.
The property with the
The Beautiful Run Road.
Cox Mill Road one, Michelle?
That one?
14084 Cox Mill Road.
Sorry, that one wasn't on the first page. All right,
14084 Cox Mill Road, I think Gordonsville though.
It's
there we go.
not, it's not in Gordonsville, but it's, well, but why that comparison? What's,
There's no comparable.
well, Cox Mill Road is a long ways from this right here. Cox Mill Road, but heck of a long ways from here.
Not as far as Beautiful Run Road.
That's true, but Cox Mill, you know where Cox Mill Road is?
Yeah, between you and Gordonsville.
But it's back off the old Gordonsville Road, go back through that way, like you're going to, there's the line, like you're going back, that's Tucker, you see.
Anybody got any suggestions?
Well, this is a house in question, that's a little sun block house now.
Yep.
With the stains on it, that heat company stains on his lot.
Yep.
Well, I would say, you can't put that much increase on a house like that, I would say, you know.
I'm with him.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion for the homeowner.
Would you like to see an increase of, could I suggest an increase of 10% over the last assessment?
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
That's,
I was
general
gonna-
averages, that's good.
I was gonna suggest cutting it in half, but that to 10%, and you still getting. Yeah.
98,000, 9,800, you know, that's, okay. Alrighty, on this piece of property for Clark, we would like to change the assessment to an increase of 10% over the previous assessment of 98,900. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, who made the motion? Who was first and who was second?
Oh, I guess I made the motion because I'm the one that came up with the 10%.
Just wanted to make sure. And who's second? Thank you so much.
Okay, the next one is Ham at 220.
I wouldn't realize how fast we could do
Well, maybe we
For the
could-
person.
It helps when they're not here in person.
Oh.
That speeds it up.
Hardly didn't say him.
Here he comes. That's Randy Daniel.
Okay, Mayor is empty.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I hope I'm cool enough to be outside. So I come in there?
Yes. So you're welcome to have a seat here.
You know, put me in the corner over here.
We are live streaming on YouTube right now because it's an open meeting to the public.
You are what now? Say that again?
Live streaming, so it's on the internet to YouTube
Oh,
right now.
okay, so.
So the public can watch you. And so they just got your files that are looking at it right now, but you're welcome to speak when you are ready for.
You got it, Brett? All right, Randy, go ahead and state your case.
Okay, let's see. I opened up my tax bill. I guess it was last year or the first of this year. Yeah, I can't remember because this coronavirus stuff just keeps backing everything up. And I feel for y'all having to deal with this. And I noticed where the residents had increased value by 38%, which kind of took me aback. So I went in and met with a gentleman in Orange and near the county office buildings for the reassessments. And we went over that, and long story short, he said, well, it had only gone up about 20-some% because he was counting the value of the land with the property, with the house. I said, well, you can't figure it that way because the land is assessed separately from the residence for the improvements. And he said, no, you gotta figure it that way. So we disagreed on that, but anyway, he worked with me and he ended up pulling up. He said, let's see what you've got here and how the house was assessed, and he started going through a bunch of stuff. And he said, okay, you got so many square feet, you got this and this, and you got a finished basement. I said, no, we do not have a finished basement. He goes, we've got it on here that you have a finished basement. Now, it's never been finished. This house was built in 2004. I don't know how long I've been paying those taxes. It's advanced price tax, accentuated taxes. But when I got I went ahead and paid the bill like I'm supposed to. And then when I went by and got a copy of the what had just been by the county office they'd given me, it was back down to where it was before. So basically, I'm confused. It was way up here. It wasn't low originally. Then it was elevated by 38% for the real estate of the land, the house, for the value of the house. And then all of a sudden it came back down. It came back down because the county no longer is figuring the basement as finished. I mean, it literally had sheetrock on one side. The whole ceiling is open. It's got insulation on the wall, so that is classified as unfinished. So my question is, what do I really owe? I don't know. I've paid all my bills. I've been doing this for 30 years in Orange County. I always make sure I have no late payments. And I just don't know what my county assessment value on the property really is. And I think anytime a change is made in the assessment, other than the normal increased rates every 4 years or so, the homeowner needs to be advised of that. Because somewhere along the lines, unless it started from day one, somebody looked in the window and saw a sheetrock on one side of the wall and go, oh, that's finished, and the rates went up. And I get the bills, but because the home is under a mortgage, I don't write the check for it, it's taken out of escrow. And that's my case.
Looking at the figures we got, Randy, it shows your land remained the same, 342,100. It shows the main structure went from 309,800 to 376,600. And then it has another structures that went from 0 to 3,000. Do you know what that is?
No, I haven't built a building there since I've been there, other than the house.
Well, what answer did you get when you went before the assessor?
What?
When you met with the assessor?
Yeah.
What answer did you get from him on what you owe him? Did he give you any?
No, he couldn't tell me, he just said, well, I have to be reevaluated.
Well, did he indicate that he would adjust your reassessment?
That he was what?
Well, that he would adjust your reassessment? Did he indicate he would do that?
Yeah, because he said, well, it says right here that you've got, finished basement, and I said, whoa, no. I mean, it's a 1,200 square foot finished basement thereabouts. So that supposedly pulled it down, so I'm real confused as to what I should pay.
Isn't he just gonna pay when the assessor adjusted his reassessment, and he just gonna pay the new figure, the readjusted figure from now on? That's the way that would be?
Is this the readjusted figure?
Yes, that's what I'm wondering, is this the readjusted?
No, I didn't think so. Maybe I didn't look at it close enough.
Well,
It's the 721.
reassess. It says printed 6/18. I'm wondering if it is.
I can't tell on this,
Total square feet, 5691, heated 2972. So it looks like it's not.
I can't tell on that sheet where it doesn't have the basement listed.
No.
Does it have it listed on that? That should be the same thing.
Basement.
Basement full. Cinder block. 1936. That's probably the basement.
Looks like you got 3 sheds, right, Randy?
I got 3 what?
Sheds. In other structures, it says pole shed worth $500. A dock is worth $1,000. A shed frame is worth $1,344, and a shed frame is worth $200.
So that's the.
I love the selling for that.
That's your
That's the other
$3,000
structure.
I have a shed frame that is a skeleton. I'm sorry, I forgot about this. It's sitting up on the side of the driveway. I'm storing it for a friend. It's not, anchored to the ground. It's on skids. And it's like, I don't know, 10 by 12 or 10 by 14. And must be the red one that I've got. I call it the red shed. That must be the $1,300 one. That is a 10 by 16 that's on sleds. I mean, it's on 2x4s. It's not anchored to the ground at all. Do y'all tax for those?
Yeah, they're providing some value for it.
I mean, it's not anchored to the ground. I mean, I can hook to the truck and slide it away.
They say it's 192 square feet. What size did you say it was?
It's a 10 by 16.
It's 160 square feet.
Yeah. It might be a 10 by 18. I haven't measured it. I bought it. Put it up there. But they are taxed then. I didn't know that. If it's a temporary structure or it's just not, it doesn't have electricity to it, doesn't have water to it, doesn't have anything to it. It's just a storage shed for yard equipment.
They taxed me for my chicken house.
They gonna tax you.
When your chicken house, you got chickens in it?
Yeah.
Well, they should.
Are there any comparables around you, Randy?
Comparables?
Comparables. Our job
We
is
talk
to
about
make,
real estate or personal?
no, real estate. There's no comparables personal.
Um,
Our job is to make sure everybody is equal, so what we need to look at is several equal pieces of property close to you. If they are considerably lower, then we have a reason to adjust. If they're all essentially the same, no matter what they are, we can't really do a lot.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you might say your property is, the tax might say it's worth $1 million, you might say it's worth 500,000, but if all the properties around you are all equal properties around you are valued at $1 million, so there's not a lot you can do about that.
True, oh, I understand that, yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
just trying to think if there's properties around you that we can pull up on the computer that you think is, compatible to yours, that we could look at their assessment.
I would guess the property that, and it just sold, I think, right across the road from me, next to Chip Bond's property. The girl's name, I don't know her last name, but her first name is Laura. And,
Where's his property?
This is,
let's see, where am I situated? It is down the stream.
But you see one sale, doesn't set a trim.
Yeah.
First thing I tell you.
It borders the road on Tisdale there. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, you gotta go up the stream, I was looking at it upside down, there we go. Okay, look at that, up, that parcel to the right of that one. I would guess that would be comparable. Yeah, Laura, there we go. I didn't know her last name.
But has your question been addressed? You indicated that you weren't sure just what your tax bill was, whether it would be the 38% increase or whether it would be.
No, it has not.
See, so that's.
I don't know where we're starting from.
Yeah, see, that's the question we have, and I'm not sure we can do that.
Yeah, I'm not arguing the taxes
Yeah.
or, what you're, but I've moved around quite a bit because it went 38%, 37.5% increase. And that's what got me started in putting an appeal in.
Well, what we're looking at here says that the structures went from 309,800, the previous one, to 376,600, the current one. The total went from 651,900, which was before, to 721,700. So it went up $70,000 roughly, which is, right at, I mean, far off 20%.
12%. It's about 10%, right?
Give or take a half point.
It's over 4 years, it's
Not drastic.
not.
Could you tell me what my improvement value is now? I think you may have just stated it, but.
Before, you were 309,800 and 0 for other structures. Now you're at 376,600 and 3,000 for other structures. So you went from 309,800 to 379,600, really.
So why am I getting this 38% increase for improvements?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I mean, that's what it was, and I don't have a copy of that with me. I wish I did, but it got sent in, and I didn't keep a copy of it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I would have gone in and questioned it.
we don't have what the what the taxes are on anything we have, what the appraised value is. All right, we can, if you board like to put that on our question thing, or do you, anybody got any questions?
I just don't know where it's coming from, that's all, I just, where's the 38% coming from?
Well, it's not 38%.
Well, I mean, it's written in front of me, an increase of 38%.
I mean, that's what Randy wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they put the value of the house itself over, it was like 420,000, 25,000, whatever, 38 of the living. Yeah, we do that. We're going to 800. $428,000 is what it was, and then it got adjusted down because.
Down to 376. Down to 376.
Yeah. But the problem was, it got adjusted down. This is what the young gentleman sitting there right with me said, well, we can get this down because your basement is unfinished. So that's where I figured this drop came from. So my question is, why in the world am I paying? I guess it may be right now. It may be correct. But how would I know had I not gone in and disputed the 38% rise?
You wouldn't know. I mean, that's the reason you questioned it.
Yeah.
See, that's the reason you have the right to question it.
Yeah, and I think y'all.
You should be, your tax bill should be on a total value of 721,700.
Right.
It's what your tax bill should show, a total value of 721,700, and that should be reflected on your bill. You know, I don't know what you got to pay, but your value total should be 721,700.
Okay.
Is that what you're paying on? 721,700? Number one, and number two, do you dispute 721,700?
No.
We don't.
Well, I mean, I don't, how, are you working off the land and you talking about the land
We're
improvements?
working off a total. Total price, the land remained the same, the structures went up, so your last assessment was 651,900, and your current assessment is 721,700. So you had an increase of roughly $70,000 on a roughly $700,000 piece of property, which is roughly 10%. From 2006.
Yes, but if the land value didn't change at all, it was all in the.
The land
All
value,
the improvements.
only the improvements changed.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was figuring it right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, that's exactly right. I agree with that. But I have to assume now that it's being taxed on the basement not being finished.
I think looking at this, that's the way it is now.
I would agree.
And I think it's looking now, if you are building it differently this fall, then
Well,
I don't understand that fast.
They're definitely separating it on this property card. So you have 2972 that's conditioned, and 1936, as I see it, that's not. For a total under roof of 50 some hundred.
I'm gonna have to go back and check it. I didn't realize it was that large. Maybe including the basement, it might be. Because it's a story and a half upstairs above the basement. I designed the thing. I need to go back and look at it, see what my total square footage on it
It
was.
says total square foot, 5691, heated 2972. Total cost per square foot between both is $66.17. You know, that's a blend.
Yeah. Okay.
but it seems reasonable.
Well, it does now.
I said that-
Before 28,
Yeah,
it did not.
you probably okay with where you are now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not comfortable where I am now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I wanna do is ask if anything changes on the property, is the landowner notified of it
Only through this.
other than just finding it out on his taxes?
That's the only way you find it. When you
Yes,
go
I
down.
know it from day one when I did the house. When the increase came, whether it was the day I built the house, and I had a guy, I took him through the whole place, and here it is, unfinished. And then 5 years, 10 years down the road, all of a sudden I found out I'm paying on a finished.
Well, that
basement.
may be, I mean, that's a separate thing that we're not
We
involved
can't
in.
really get into that.
No.
But you can say, hey, it looks like I've been paying taxes on something that wasn't true. Is there a credit back on that? That's a different story.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking for information, how I can avoid this in the future.
Well, every 4 years, you can go get your property card. Which is what we see.
The property card. Now, does it say unfinished on that
It
now?
does, right here.
But that might be after he had his visitation with
Yeah,
the.
yeah,
with
but what
the-
we're looking at right now,
Yeah.
total square footage, 5691. Heated, 2972. So that difference is 1936. So as I'm reading that, that's your unfinished area, that's 1936. Your finish is almost 2972.
Well, it doesn't say finished or unfinished.
No, that's not.
Well, because.
Well, I'm saying AC, so that's telling me
Right,
condition.
right, okay. Yeah, okay, because I was wondering when he made that comment about a finished basement, he was the one that had the piece of paper checking that stuff off, so, okay.
We good?
We're
Got
good.
any problem?
We're done. No, I just wanna, I had to come in just to make my head clear on that. I thank y'all so much for your time.
Where did you get all that out of that?
Go home, you might have some more baby calves this evening.
I heard y'all had one. Just one, right? Good luck. Thank y'all, gentlemen,
Thank
ladies,
you.
thank you so much for your time.
What time is it, they haven't calves?
Y'all have a good day. Looks like it's gonna be a nice cool week for the next 2 weeks.
Is that so?
Yeah, highs will be in low mid 80s, and lows will be in the mid 60s
More.
after today.
More like,
Thank y'all.
thank you.
His daddy's farm, which he runs, adjoins their property, man.
He's crossed the river from you.
Yeah, he's right beside me in the Madison, on the Madison farm. He's right beside,
Okay.
right beside us.
We do need a motion from Mr. Henson.
We need a motion to keep it the same.
Herndon's next, right?
A motion for Mr. Ham. I make a motion to remain the same.
I'll second that one.
All in favor?
All right. That's what he basically is satisfied with.
Okay, Ham. The next one would be Herndon at 240.
Right up against that. Against that.
Thank you.
I was gonna tell you, I don't think the next one, I don't know how to do it. I know, I saw that, but I was like, I looked tonight, or email tonight, and one thing was there. Now, how to do it. Yeah, I thought that was, it was not complicated. Cleaning up the part.
This is true.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna let you use.
They come in.
Nothing earlier.
I don't know how to know it. I know it's double what I did.
And we'll get on order.
Yeah, he's not talking. No,
Yeah, we don't mind this all there.
The property stayed the same and the structure almost doubled,
Yeah. Oh.
48 to 85.
You can tell, find a comparable on this.
Mm-hmm.
tough for me to say 85,000 when I'm looking at this picture too.
If it was 1.5, you want to think 1.5, not 1.27.
Is that a pre-manufactured house?
That's what it looks like.
It's, it looks like a double wide, but it could be just a residential trailer.
Well, it's on a foundation.
Yeah, it's on a
It's
foundation.
on a foundation.
Bless you.
Many times as I go down that road, I'm trying to think, picture it in my mind, but I'm not solid.
Mr. Chairman, I did go to the adjoiner list,
1,500 square feet.
and this was an adjoining property,
Okay.
which is another mobile home.
Bring that down a little bit and bring it back where you're from. You don't mind?
This is an adjoining property.
Yep. Yeah, that's not on a foundation.
It looks like it.
Yeah, I think that's just left. And
Was that just on in front of it? Okay, I was thinking it was on blocks or something. All right, so
Foundation cinder block.
1,200 square feet. What's that? Assess that? Oh, okay. More land, no, more land. Structures 40. Structures 40.
Other structures.
Other
Structure's 40, other structure's 17, so we have a garage or outbuilding.
Yeah, some.
It's a smaller.
Yeah, small.
Detached garage.
What have they shown as a square foot value on that? Somewhere on there it shows that, it's 1,200 square feet, but they place it, well, we can do the math.
76 by 16. 1216, it's right there.
Yep, right here.
It's 1216.
That's 1,216 square feet, and they have that valued at 40 something, 40,000. So how much is that a square foot?
Well, then, roughly 40.
So we've got 40,300,
By 1216.
divided by 12,160. They're valuing that one at $33.14 a square foot, and if we multiply it by 1658, which is this one, that would put this at 55,000 roughly instead of 85,600. And 55,000 is about a 10% increase over 48,800, where it was before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could see a little increase, but not that much.
I know you're gonna see an increase. These things appreciate so fast. How old is that? Is it
97.
97? Okay, let's see.
It didn't double. It's almost double.
Putting the square foot on the comparables, I would make a motion that we, keep the land the same and reduce the structure from 85,600 to 55,000.
That's a motion, I'll second.
I'll go with that. I mean, that's more than fair.
All in favor? Aye. Got that?
All right, so motion to keep land the same.
Land the same, change the structure value from 85,600 to 55,000.
Yes, sir.
Should be happy with it.
I don't know why they don't change the value of the land and all. No one, there's gotta be more.
No, not one.
I don't want it to be, that land has gone up.
I don't know where your property is, the land value did not change. In my particular part of the county, land value did not change. They just stayed exactly the same.
In terms of your assessment.
Yes. it did
I
not.
mean, everything increased some.
But no, the land value, the assessment on it,
Or high start.
they were way high to start with. Jacked them up there the last reassessment.
They did.
And they we've been paying too many taxes since the last appraisal, since the last assessment. That was the thing.
Well, they've done a lot of work. It's so heavy. This is the heaviest one yet.
That's one of them.
I did have a note, just, that note there means that that's a comparable with that they listed in their application, but the Commissioner of Revenue's office was unable to locate it. But for all of the comps that they requested in their appraisal, I have listed them, those property cards in the back of the packet.
Gordonsville Gates, that's a subdivision across from Kenwood, isn't it?
I guess it is, yeah.
No, that's outside.
No, Gordonsville Gates is you go all through town toward Charlottesville.
Yes,
What's the
sir.
one on the right?
Yes.
What is the one on the right? Road over here?
Yeah, I know Gordonsville Gates is
Starts
on
with
the
a
other end of
C.
town, headed toward Charlottesville on the left.
Original one, that one's.
Coniston Manor.
And that was developed, that was a dairy farm. We got it for their business and went into that business, he went on. When we first got started.
They did this crazy. Trying to take it.
I haven't seen it yet.
This says it wasn't good fire at the end of this year. Oh, effective date of appraisal, 3/18/2020. So it was just done.
Mr. Duff's here. Mr. Duff, can I see right here in the screen where we are live streaming this on YouTube right now? We are, down in here.
In addition to that, also, after spending time put this together for you also to review. This is the comps, this is all the, every house in the development, 40 houses. There's the GIS total for each one, the average. then also sorted by highest value, lowest value. All the houses in the development are very close, and they're all within 100 square feet of size. They're all very similar. The only difference with ours is the development was built in 2007. We built ours 3 years ago, 2016 or 2017. It's just comparable to other houses, it's just newer. So I understand that adds a little bit of value, but certainly not at the rate that it was assessed at the 429. On top of that, this had been appraised when we refinanced it back in April of 385, which, the house cost $380,000 to build it 3 years ago. So, the 385 the bank gave us, I thought that was pretty fair. There's probably a little bit of adjustment going to there, but heck, if I could have built a house for $380,000 3 years ago and at 429 now, then man, that would be an awesome improvement. And of course, everybody would love that type of increase, but not realistic. And of the 40 houses in there, there's only one house in the whole development that's above 376,000 in value. You can see on that chart that I made in order there. And there's, you could say it's a little comparable to ours. They did 2 additions to their house and have more square footage finished. But so even if you took that house as the highest one, doing with the statistics to the other houses, it seems even that one, 406, which is the highest in the development, is probably over the value. And then I also put on there so you can easily see, my list I made on the right side, you'll see recent sales. So that shows all those sales are from this year, except for the one, that 109,553 was towards the end of last year. The rest are from 2020. The one on the bottom, the 1008, one for 319, that one's actually on the market right now, active. It's been on the market for about 6 months. And the one on top, the 332, 10182 Spring Drive, it just sold in the last 30 days, which is pretty similar. So it's a ranch style, just like our house is. Similar square footage, similar yard size. There's a couple of features here and there from their house and ours that are a little bit different, but pretty darn close to our house.
Could you pull up 10182 Spring Drive? That's the recent sales that.
Yeah. We just sold.
Keep scrolling down a little bit. 700 square feet, about the same size.
There's a couple of differences that I know from it. Like, for example, we have stone in the front of our house, we don't. That adds some value, but they have a fireplace, they don't have a fireplace. So, there's a couple of those items that are a little bit different, but the general layout, it's a ranch style. It's about, within 100 square feet of the same square footage.
How far is this from your house?
It's like 5 houses down from mine. So these are all, everything I put on that sheet, these are all the same development. It's not a very big development, it's just a small subdivision, 40 houses.
And yours sold for 385 3 years ago?
No, we built our house there 3 years ago, so it's a newer house. We paid 380 when we built it 3 years ago. The 385 value we just refinanced, that was the appraisal that I attached to an application that they, did, back in April of this year.
And what was it assessed for when you initially, it wasn't assessed?
Well,
Because it wasn't in the,
they did do an adjustment about a year after it was built. We got it in the mail, and it was up 287. So this assessment went up 54%. Obviously, 287 wasn't reasonable.
that's because it was,
Yeah,
it's on,
so I agree that wasn't right, and I figured it needed to get adjusted correctly, but
that's similar to the last one we looked at earlier.
But based on all the other comps, a similar build to this, I mean, with the appraisal, which really is looking at the values of what the houses are selling for in there, 429 is a real reach for that. To get there, obviously getting $49,000 of value in 3 years would be incredible, right? It seems that somewhere around 380 range is really, based on everything else in there, is a fair assessment to the comparable.
All right, you guys got any more questions? Or you, anything else you'd like to tell us?
No, I think that's everything put together and showed, I think, tells the story a little bit there.
Okay. All right, I think we're finished here. We will make a recommendation on this thing, and you will be notified within the next couple of weeks.
That's great. I appreciate your time, and thanks for.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Board's got any comments?
I defer to you.
Yeah, I would say 385 is what he paid for it 3 years ago.
I would,
2 or 3% increase brings it up to 429. That said, he's done a nice job here, did a lot of work. I mean, I'd be good at the 380, where he's talking about. I mean,
I would, personally, I would make a motion we go with the appraisal of 386. 386.
okay. I'll second
I'll
that.
do that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made and seconded. We're going with the appraisal that was done for the bank of $386,000, so we'll change the total value to $386,000. The appraisal says, and I don't know whether it means anything to y'all about, but the appraisal says $60,000 for the land and the balance for the improvements, and that sounds realistic. All right.
8, right?
Two more. Carol, we got to call in and.
Looks like we got a break, unless we can get it in early.
3:20 is 25 minutes.
I can try to call her.
What's the name?
Farrell, Farrell. Are you done with this one?
Yes.
We'll take a look at it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Farrell has contacted me multiple times.
Uh-oh.
I believe this is one of the examples where he listed about 20 different properties in the woods that I pulled the information for you. So all of the balance should be the balance of all those property cards.
I know Harper's Ferry, that's right there out of it. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah. Did you write her email?
I took a picture of it.
Okay.
Anybody else want up?
Yeah, well, it should go. Let me see this. You don't know what, who the owners were on this.
Looks like they bought it in 2013.
I do have a sales
So
history.
this is the house I'm thinking of. Let's see it, This house, I bought a house. We got time, so I got a house. And it was a certain constructed house, and I called the manufacturer of the house. And they said, call Jess Gooden. He's out of Centerville. I was living in Reston. I was buying this house renovated. So he said he specializes in this type of house. My house was a deck house. So I call him up, he comes down, looks at my house, and he says, if you don't buy it, I will. I wanted to evaluate it. So we worked on my house and renovated my house. I had to fix it up. It was a major project. He fell in love with the community, and he bought this house and renovated it. And the 4th of July at Lake of the Woods, he was there. He had renovated the house. He and his wife, his name was Goodman, wife's name was Marcia. And there was an accident on the lake at 4th of July. His 30-year-old son gets run over by a boat. And his legs get all wrecked, like all broken, ankles, knees, both legs. Rushed to the hospital, he's in the hospital for 6 weeks. He's married, newly married. Comes home 6, 7 weeks later, throws a blood clot and dies. Marcia, the wife, never came back after the accident. They sold the house. That's the house. It's a beautiful house. I don't know if it's a nice, and they've improved it. There's a deck on the back of it now. I would say right now, that's fair, that would sell. I'd sell that in a minute. That's a reasonable price. I know the house.
We need to look at some comparables around it on the screen.
I went
Well,
ahead
there
and
should be some.
I've gone ahead and pulled the ones on their appeal form.
I sold that house. That house I sold too. That just, so it should have its recent sales price, I would think. 610, that sounds about right. Actually, I think I think this house in question is a nicer house. Yeah, some Taylors.
And this is the other.
Are they coming in?
We don't know.
Yeah, I would ask them, is that the good?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Farrells, we're calling them.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, calling them at 3:20.
Can I see go down on that house, go down? Does it say who the owner of that house is? I sold that house too, I've been in that house, that's been improved. What's that?
621.
621. They just improved it. That's understated.
You that familiar with Lakewood Woods,
Well, I live there.
yeah, you should be very familiar with the man we used to deal with on a regular basis when I was on the planning commission. Mansell?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've sold some of his houses, and he has a great, he has a host of business group each month. It's actually next Monday or Tuesday.
Mansell is a smart man.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, I think he's an amazing story. He came over as
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
Iranian steward.
Absolutely.
And he does, he's an interesting guy. Sometimes you want to kill him. But, you know, well, his culture is he can be tough. But he is, you know, he's done more for that area in terms of his vision of that area.
I can believe
The
it.
Walmart.
He told us one time, one day, I don't believe it's right on that one, he said, you all might think I'm a fly by night, but I'm here to tell you, I'm here for the long run.
He's told that story to me probably 20 times. I bring our team in each year. He has a building, a green building over there.
We're
He has
going
a
to
conference.
recess until 3:20.
You're looking to try to call the Farrells early? See if they're available
Yeah.
early.
We already proceeded. We call? Okay.
I mean, it's either available, if not, we can recess.
Do you wanna walk real quick?
Yeah, you want
You know, we
to.
bring in, I go over with our team, and I ask him his view of the world, the market. He's pretty, he was, he was here as a
Welcome
student
to Zoom.
when you were
Enter
leaving.
your meeting ID followed by
He doesn't live there anymore.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He's down in Idlewild now.
Enter your participant ID. You are in the meeting now. There is one other participant in the meeting. You are muted. You can mute or unmute yourself by pressing *6.
Okay, are you there, Mr. Farrell?
I am.
Okay, thank you, sir. You're now speaking with the board.
Good afternoon, sir.
Well, thank you for taking the time to hear my position on this issue.
Yes, sir. Not a problem. Go ahead and state your position.
All right, but I basically have 2 points of order, and you've seen some of the paperwork, I believe, that I passed along to the county.
Yes, we have that.
I've updated it a little bit, stating that the property value since 2019 has increased by 15.8%, and the building value has increased by over 18%. So I thought that was a little excessive, and then I basically went into, tried to determine the fair market value of the house. So I heard from the county's assessment people, the Wampler and Earns, if I'm saying that properly.
Yes.
And I looked at their property values, and I only looked at waterfront properties in the Lake of the Woods area because to me that was comparing apples to apples. And then I looked at specifically at a house that was very, very similar to mine at 122 Harper's Ferry Drive. It was sold on July 3rd of 2019, so that's recent. Their heated square foot value is very similar to mine, being theirs was 2,348 square feet. And when you look at the values that would determine that to determine their tax rates, they were substantially lower than mine. And I think this results in an inflated value of my house and based on fair market value. So I guess that's the premise of my issue.
Okay. So you think the square footage, let's see, that would be on 3, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, at 122 Harper's Ferry, they have a structure value of 318, and on his, they have a structure value of 310. 310? No. 314.
I don't think that's correct. It is as of 2020, that's correct. But the value per square foot, the heated value per square foot for my property is valued at $99.80 a square foot, and theirs is $89.57 per square foot.
Cool.
And when you do the math, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. When you do the math, you compare heated value per square foot and proposed tax, difference comes out to, depending on the square footage value, because the house at 122, the assessors assessed it one time at 2,348 square foot, and the next time they assessed it at 2,432 square feet. So depending on which value you use to determine the tax per heated square foot, it's either $2.14 per square foot or $2.02 per square foot, which results in a difference of $650 and change at one value or $905 at another value per year.
Okay.
Comparing those two houses, does your house have a 2-car garage or a 1-car garage?
It has a 2-car garage.
Thank you.
All right.
And I was trying to determine fair market value. That's why I went extensively through house sales all along that Harper's Ferry and my immediate area to determine true market value per square foot.
You guys got any questions?
I do not.
All right, sir. We will study this thing, and you will be receiving a letter in the mail from us within the next several weeks.
Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks again.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Let me turn it off.
I know both houses really well. And I even know the other Tom.
See, I do not understand, so.
One, the house that he's using is a comp. The Taylor house was renovated, and it was a crappy renovation. I mean, it took a while to sell it, it was hard to sell, it had a weird floor plan. Nonetheless, the lower level was like 6.5 feet ceiling. So 2 levels. It was a hard sell. Had a nice yard. The view is very nice, and the water is maybe 8 feet deep. If you think of their house, if you've been at Lake of the Woods, at their house, you're looking at the dam, you're looking at the clubhouse. It's one of the best views in the community, and that drives some of the value, because you see the fireworks, and it's deep water. Off their dock, 20 feet out, it's 35 feet deep. So water, total better situation. The house itself was renovated, the one renovator, A+ work, the other one, C+ work. This house would sell today, and back in December, it would sell above that. I just have put my house under contract, my rental under contract, at 600. It's on the water. This house is much nicer in every way. And my house is okay. One house has a 1-car garage, one house has a 2-car garage.
So you're saying you don't see too much wrong with where it is?
His house would sell for more than 600. His house would probably sell today for 650,000, 660,000.
But how do we think his
How does he compare with
compare
adjoining properties?
adjoining
Well-
properties? Do you think that's fair compared to the other properties around it?
I think it is. Well, and I know the one he compared it to, specifically at, the Taylor House, at 122 Harper's Ferry, which is, just down the way a little bit. His is better.
All right, we're open for a motion.
I motion to leave it where it's at, and it's,
I'm in no position to disagree with that, so
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Leave it where it is. Big tickle? But how you can
340.
Yes, sir. I can give you the file now if you'd like to review it.
How do you pronounce that? F-I-E-G-L. Eagle.
And I do not know if they're planning to show up in person. Haven't heard from them besides their initial.
Have y'all been to the Unionville Brewery?
Yes,
It's not, isn't it?
I was impressed.
It really was. I've been there twice. I was there the other night.
Well, they had a chamber, after hours thing up there.
I was there for that,
That's the only time I've been there.
and then I went back.
Right.
They have pizza now, so I went this past Friday. He's really trying.
Well, good luck to him.
Would you boys like to take a recess? Our next one is 30 minutes away, so
Unless we can speed that one up, we don't have much choice.
we will take a recess for the next, until 3:40 when our last appointment is.
This is another one of those.
We are live.
Are we live again?
Yes, sir.
Okay, our next case is Eagle at 340 and it's 338, so we're getting close.
Looks like a nice home, looks like it's all brick.
You close them up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Brick front, let me see, brick front, is it? Front. Okay, yeah, that's.
Mm-hmm. 1,700 square feet. Cost per square feet, $78, that's not resisting.
So the one front doesn't have a garage.
Here.
On this one,
And this
that's
is,
the only picture that you can get on that, ain't it?
yes, sir.
Well, I'm still stumped on this, they have a deck around the pool with a value on it and no pool, but they also have a $5,000 for a frame garage. That looks like it's got an attached garage.
Oh, are you talking about the comparable?
No, I'm talking about this piece,
Oh, okay.
I think. No, maybe I'm talking about, yeah, you're right, I'm talking about.
Let's see.
My sheet was over there.
Eddie's walkway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Yes, 24394, Mr. and Mrs. Fiegel. Yes, this is their house. I'm gonna see if I can get additional images.
This is the one in question.
Yes, this is the one in question here.
Nice looking one.
Okay.
Well, it went from 216.4, the last one, to 287.3, this one. It's substantial, but that don't look like a lot of money, does it? I wonder if this is a rental house.
Well, their primary address looks like
Possibly.
Spotsy.
Yeah.
Here it is, Mr. Chair. It doesn't appear to be.
Ah, there it is. Now, where's the group?
This would be the garage right here.
Well, that's attached.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I wonder why the garage is listed separately on this. we have anything close to that one that we could look at at the top?
Let's see. Here's one that they listed. This is on Tower Road.
On Tower Road?
Oh, I'm sorry. This one is Eddie's Walk. I apologize.
So it's close to where we're.
Yes, sir.
close to where-
Yes.
That is 1,700 square foot. This is a big house, 3,100 unit square feet, 1,768. That's 1,786.
Did you find the garage?
Well, it's attached.
It is attached, okay.
Now, why they have it separated, I don't know. I don't understand that. I haven't seen
Different
it.
tax base, maybe, it should be under other property. What's not included in the square footage
You don't think so? 3,152?
of the 3162, but not the base of 1768. It's definitely 3162.
Big house.
That's hard to read.
In the adjoining house, what was the taxes on that one? What was the assessment on that one? 67,
340 there, supposed to be.
Yes, sir.
so that's in line, because that was solid bound, this one had a rock front. Pool.
I don't know, that looks reasonable to me.
Me too.
Me three. The only thing that what he's writing on is that average of 14.7, while my property increased 32.7, that's what he's writing on, but still.
Well, maybe it was assessed lower, too low.
Yes,
Before, I mean,
yeah, I know.
I can't comment on that one, but it doesn't look over the line now.
Nope.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I make motion and keep it as is.
I'm sure it's something.
All in favor? Okay.
All of the hearings for the day, sir. No more hearings scheduled today, so we can.
No more today, we could
We have
close the
9
meeting until 10 o'clock in the morning.
We have 10 Higginbottoms tomorrow.